Two Button Crew.
The daily show for Nintendo fans.
I am Scott.
And I am Simeon.
And what a controversial game we have to discuss today. Metroid Other M, success or failure?
Indeed. This is a debate that should be waging that usually isn't.
Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to remain neutral till the end. We'll give you our verdict after presenting our respective pros and cons.
Yes.
So we'll start with some things that we like about the game. And first of all, I have to say this game was probably the coolest E3 reveal I've seen yet. It came when Nintendo was kind of at the pinnacle of their Wii fame, and they had reached that by appealing to casual gamers for a large part. Wii Sports was their best-selling game, Wii Fit was doing really well, and their E3 press conferences were really, really split. Like, as a Nintendo fan, you could feel that a lot of times Nintendo was not making a game or showing an announcement for you. They were trying to reach new customers.
Right.
And they did good at that. But at the very end of this E3 press conference, Reggie came out and said, can we still make hardcore games? Can we make games for the people that have been fans of Nintendo for 20 years? And he said, yes, we can. And then they showed the trailer. And it was just the perfect way to top off a press conference for me.
The thing that comes to my mind when I think of Metroid Other M is the controls. Like, I think personally, with a few exceptions, like the controls are spot on. Like, it's different from any other Metroid game in that it's like a 3D weird perspective, I guess, with a few first-person parts.
And a couple side-scrolling parts even.
And yeah, a couple of side-scrolling parts. Like, it mixes all those elements together. And I think it does a pretty good job of keeping the controls uniform and doing that sort of thing.
The thing that's impressive to me about the controls, and it relates back to our namesake of this channel, this Two Button Crew, is that you played this with the Wii Remote sideways. You got two buttons there. And that's kind of something that me and Simeon really admire about game design, is when you can take something so simple and not overcomplicate it, not make it so that, you know, the controls take 10 minutes to learn, but then you can just get into a game and enjoy it for what it is and how simple it is. So to make a Metroid game like that was a feat. Yeah. And this game really had an unprecedented cinematic approach where they included a stinking movie in this game.
Yeah.
Like hours worth of top-notch graphics, cinematics with voice acting and everything. So Nintendo really, they tried something so different. Like, you beat this game and the credits are scrolling for like 20 minutes because of everybody that they partnered with, from modeling to animation to voice acting to special effects. It was like a film. So, and that just hadn't been done before by Nintendo, at least.
Yeah, I don't know of any other games that are quite like that.
It's crazy.
I actually really thought that the story was good, no matter what people say. I know a lot of people say Samus was whiny and all this stuff, but honestly, I really think that they did a really good job with the story. I think that, especially the part, I recently went back and played Metroid Other M, so this is fresh in my mind. The part where, spoiler alert, I'm going to do this right this time. Spoiler alert, the part where Adam is going into Sector Zero to destroy Sector Zero and the Metroids, and he like...
You cried, didn't you?
I almost did. Like, he turned, though, like the second like he turned around and there was like this flash of light, I was like, dang. Like, that's what came out of my mouth. I was just like, dang. That was just like the epitome of cool. Like, I really like the story, no matter what you think of Samus being whiny or not.
Yeah, it's very cool. My last pro that I'd like to point out is that there's so many powerful combat abilities. Like, you felt so empowered and enabled to be an amazing bounty hunter while playing this game. Some of the most powerful upgrades that Samus has ever seen in a Metroid game. Lots of just acrobatic dodging, and they just give you so many options, ways to dispatch enemies, killing moves. You get them down a certain amount, then you can grab them and toss them across the room and blow them in the face and stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Another thing I like about the game is that it really expanded what we thought of the Metroid universe. Because Metroid 1, Metroid 2, Super Metroid, all side-scrolling stuff. And then, it was fantastic. I don't think they needed to really do any more. And then everybody was going through the 3D phase, and Metroid waited. And then Metroid came out with Metroid Prime, or Nintendo came out with Metroid Prime, and everybody was blown away. And I really think that they tried to do something new with Metroid Other M that they hadn't done before with the Metroid franchise, bringing it into this kind of mixture, not fully 2D, like 3D, but not first person. And I thought that they did a really good job of just trying to expand what the Metroid universe could be.
Now, you really can't talk about Metroid Other M without admitting that it has some faults, some more glaring than others. So Here's some cons. Samus was depicted unfavorably. Now, yeah, she was not what you come to expect. Like, you just get out of a Metroid Prime trilogy where she's isolated and brave and going into all of these desolate planets and killing everything that moves, and then all of a sudden she's taking orders from a man, so I can see that.
I agree, like, Samus was a little whiny. I think that where the story really stood strong was on the relationship between her and Adam. Her as a character, I mean, we saw a little bit of a development, but mostly whiny. Adam and Anthony is where the story really was strongest. And I have to say that the voice acting was not good. With a few exceptions, I think Anthony did a good job.
Remember me?
Yeah, remember me, princess? Yeah. So that was good, but like Samus's voice acting was really, really bland. She was monotone the entire game, and it's just like, can you have some sort of emotion? I know you're like a killing machine, but can you have some sort of emotion besides whining or being monotone? And it's just like, I thought that the voice acting was pretty bad.
Also, in my opinion, it was actually too easy to dodge stuff. So when I would get into fights, I developed this kind of unfortunate habit of tapping the D-pad.
Oh, yeah.
I'm shooting, but tapping every second, so that it's kind of impossible to get shot, because as soon as something is heading my way, I've already done my input, and I'll dodge. So I actually kind of wish that wasn't enabled.
Yeah, I like the sense move mechanic, but I think that it was a little too easy to dodge. I think that they could have found ways to limit it.
Right, like maybe if you dodged at the wrong time, it'd have to cool down, or you can only do so many dodges or something.
Right, I think that would have been a good happy medium there.
So what do you think of like the first person mechanics?
I thought that the first person mechanics were actually pretty terrible. Like, I think...
I just did a Metroid Other M pun without...
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even realize it.
Yeah. I think that some parts were okay, being able to look around whenever you wanted to was nice. But especially the parts where it forced you to stop and look around.
Oh, those things.
Yeah, do you forget about those?
I did.
Oh, jeez. Oh, it's so bad. Especially, you know that it's bad when you just go through a game and then you go back through and you get stuck.
Yeah.
On parts where you're first person mode and you're like, okay, I know I have to find something. Where is it? And it's like literally a little smudge on the ground.
It's like usually a suspenseful part of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're going into detective mode. You have to find something that's hiding or that's a clue. And you come to this grinding halt of gameplay.
Oh,
and after about 5 minutes, it's like, please just let my Wii remote
land on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And spoiler alert, the final boss isn't really a boss. It literally, you blast a bug in the face and then you You focus in on the background on a person, and that is literally the end of the game. That's the last thing you do in the game besides the after mission. You just focus in on a little person in the background. I died so many times trying to destroy these mutant bug things.
Trying to do what Samus does. Kill stuff.
Kill stuff. Actually kill stuff.
Right. Now, finally, I'd say my last con is that you could not skip these admittedly beautiful cutscenes, but say you have beaten the game once, you don't necessarily want to watch 2.5 hours worth of stuff. I mean, at least give the option to skip.
Yes, please.
If you feel like skipping, you should be able to press a button.
Yes, I agree. And sadly, that was not the case.
So what's the verdict? Success or failure? This is a very divisive game.
Yeah, most people will say it's a failure.
But we're here to defend it today.
Better believe it.
Because it's an amazing game. And I'd even say it's one of the must-play Wii generation titles.
I 100% agree.
I can look past Samus's faults. Like, okay, it doesn't ruin Samus for me.
No.
Because there's so many entries in the Metroid series. Just think of all the different Zelda games. There's been so many different depictions of Link, and some of them, they're goofy. Some of them, Link will have little X's over his eyes and trip over stuff and...
become a bunny that's pink.
Yeah, exactly.
For some reason.
Does that ruin the serious Twilight Princess Link for me? It really doesn't. They're just different depictions, and I can handle that.
I agree. And to me, my frustration with the discussion of this game is that people say Samus was whiny. And literally, that is where the discussion will stop. They'll say, Samus was whiny.
And ironically, what are they doing? Whining.
They're whining.
Yeah.
And the whining must stop. Samus's whining must stop. Yes, I agree, but your whining must stop.
Right.
People don't talk about the gameplay. They don't talk about the power-ups, which were, I think, the controls and the power-ups were the two strongest parts of this game.
Yeah.
And they don't talk about that. They don't say they were good. They don't say they were bad.
That's another great thing.
The graphics for the time on the Wii were fantastic.
Right.
And people don't talk about that. They say Samus was whiny. She talked too much. She wasn't supposed to talk. Therefore, it's a bad game.
Right.
And you just cannot do that. There's so much good in this game that people ignore that it so far outweighs the bad. And this is coming from a person who's played through the game 3 times already. Okay, it's not that I played through it a long time ago and forgot about it. No, I recently went back, played through it again, and it is just as good as it was back then.
So come, let us remember Metroid Other M fondly, and put our differences aside.
Please.
And eagerly await the next Metroid title.
Please.
Thanks for watching this, and thanks for being part of the crew.
Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and to comment, and tell us that we're wrong. Actually, you're wrong, and you need to stop whining.
Comment with your opinion, and we will evaluate it from there.
Signing... Am I supposed to sign off? I'm
Please.
supposed to sign off. Okay, signing off, or out, or up, and away.
Signing out.
Signing out.